The disaster in Baltimore will have a ripple effect up and down the East Coast as ports all along the eastern seaboard have to absorb shipments from Baltimore, one of the nation's busiest ports.
But when those ports start getting filled, then they're going to have to go other places.
I met up with Rod Sullivan, a veteran maritime lawyer. He says the Port of Newark in New Jersey and Port of Norfolk in Virginia will likely get a lot of the shipments. But they could get overloaded, and some shipments will come to other local ports, like maybe Brunswick or Jacksonville.
There's no question about the fact that there are two major imports and exports that'll be affected by the bridge being down. Number one is auto, and number two is coal. Now, there are only so many places to deposit autos, new automobiles, particularly from Europe on the east coast of the United States.
I reached out to Jacksport about this. They say so far they haven't heard of any shipments being redirected to Jacksport, which they say is around 600 miles from the Port of Baltimore. I reached out to Farnell Freight Forwarders. They're a company that deals with logistics. Jacksport told me to talk to a freight forwarder because they deal directly with this type of thing. One thing they said was it's very possible a lot of businesses up near Baltimore that deal with freight could simply go out of business. Sullivan says the port in Baltimore could feasibly be stopped or slowed for months, and it may be a boon for Jacksonville-based CSX as a lot of freight now has to be moved by train.
Because all those cars which formerly went to Baltimore now are going to go to other ports. And in order to get cars to the mid-Atlantic region, most of them are going to have to be railed up there.
While there is a debate of how much inventory will be rerouted to Jacksonville or Brunswick, Sullivan says it will take weeks before we know, as many of the shippers in Europe are currently figuring out how to reroute their ships. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.